9 more BEAD final proposal approvals from NTIA. A major ISP copyright infringement case goes before the Supreme Court. Netflix wins the Warner Brothers Discovery sweepstakes. AT&T sues T-Mobile over the Easy Switch. And new research from the FBA on the vital role of rural broadband infrastructure in support of AI innovation and energy resilience. Those stories and more on This Week in the Broadband Universe. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Craig Corbin. The list of states receiving BEAD final proposal approval from NTIA continues to grow. 9 states getting the long-awaited news this week, including Wisconsin, South Dakota, Ohio, New Jersey, Nebraska, Michigan, Indiana, Colorado, and Arizona. Guidance is expected early in the new year on potential state retention and use of the remaining non-deployment funds. A major case involving the illegal streaming or downloading of copyrighted music, movies, and TV shows went before the Supreme Court this week, with the entertainment industry arguing that ISPs are being complicit in copyright infringement if they fail to cut off internet access to accounts suspected of piracy. Cox Communications, now the third largest broadband provider nationally, is a party in the case and faces a $1 billion penalty awarded by a jury to Sony Music Entertainment and other media companies. That decision was upheld by a federal appeals court. Cox Communications asking to have the verdict tossed and for limits on contributory liability. One aspect of the case is the evolving area of law surrounding secondary liability by another party involved in copyright infringement, such as internet service providers. According to the Motion Picture Association of America, nearly 19 billion downloads of pirated movies and TV shows were made using online peer-to-peer software during 2023 alone. A decision is expected by the end of next June. New research released by the Fiber Broadband Association this week highlighting the opportunity for rural ISPs to repurpose existing assets such as fiber, substations, and real estate to support the nation's expanding need for edge computing and data center capacity. The paper, called Opportunities in Rural Providers in the Age of Distributed AI and Edge Compute, reveals that while most attention has been dialed in on broadband deployment, the coming wave of infrastructure investment will center on where and how data is processed. The analysis shows the vital role of rural broadband infrastructure in supporting AI innovation, energy resilience, and economic development. For access to the paper, just visit the FBA's website, fiberbroadband.org. And the winner is Netflix. Warner Brothers will split its studios and HBO Max streaming business from its cable networks in a deal worth $82.7 billion. Paramount and Comcast were left at the altar. The deal would be the largest ever for Netflix and one of the largest transactions of the year in communications. Cash and stock offer is valued at $27.75 per Warner Discovery share. Paramount had offered $30 per share in an all-cash bid. Next up, antitrust regulators. The T-Mobile Easy Switch, introduced just weeks ago, has been promoted as a method for new subscribers to onboard in as few as 15 minutes. Now, AT&T is suing T-Mobile in federal court, alleging that the Easy Switch uses AI bots to unlawfully access and scrape customer data from AT&T's systems. The AI component of the onboarding tool analyzes the user's existing AT&T or Verizon account and suggests potential savings and service advantages with T-Mobile plans. AT&T has filed for a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction in a U.S. District Court in Texas. AT&T claims that after first detecting T-Mobile scraping account data hosted on its servers, it implemented new security controls to block the Easy Switch. Of course, that was followed by overnight modifications by T-Mobile to bypass the protections on 3 occasions, according to AT&T. And speaking of AT&T, the FCC has approved the $1 billion acquisition of U.S. cellular spectrum. AT&T also seeking approval of the $23 billion deal of spectrum from EchoStar. Elsewhere, the Federal Communications Commission closed more than 2,000 inactive proceedings 2048 to be exact, in one fell swoop. That's the largest number of inactive dockets ever terminated in a single proceeding. The dockets were reviewed by the FCC's Consumer and Government Affairs Bureau. Once published in the Federal Register, the affected proceedings will be terminated in the FCC's electronic comment filing system. Amazon Web Services announcing plans to invest as much as $50 billion for the first commercial cloud for U.S. government AI and supercomputing. The high-performance computing infrastructure project will begin in 2026. The investment will add 1.3 gigawatts of capacity to provide federal agencies with advanced AI services across all data classification levels. This project is the first of its kind built by a commercial cloud provider for the U.S. government. A quick note of thanks to Scott Lopez and all the folks who made the New Mexico Broadband Summit a phenomenal success this last week. Very much enjoyed the comment and seeing everyone. Look forward to next year's event. And finally, NFL football on Thanksgiving, a time-honored tradition. This year, games on Fox, CBS, and NBC set all-time ratings records. For Fox and CBS, the highest numbers for any regular season NFL games. NBC had its largest primetime Thanksgiving game ever. Packers-Lions matchup along with the Chiefs and Cowboys game provided ratings on par with last year's conference championships. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on This Week in the Broadband Universe.